Hey guys, the name's Eliza, and in this video, I'm gonna be talking about blame. There is nothing and no one for you to blame. Ask yourself where blame gets you. Whether this blame is you putting it onto yourself or onto others or the world. Blame is a dead end. Blame is a limitation, and blame is a label. Humans are not labels. Humans are changing, learning, evolving, and growing. We are all healing and truly meant to support one another from the true state of being of love which we all possess and carry and come from and are born with. Blame could feel like you're passing on fault or responsibility or even accountability onto others. No one can solve your internal state for you. Learning more about yourself and the truly loving being you are will show and tell you why there is no one and nothing for you to blame. What does blame serve for you? Truly and honestly ask yourself this question. An answer I have come down to is that blame is a scapegoat. Blame comes from a victim or even a narcissistic mindset. Blame is a cover-up, and blame is a stalling period. Blame disconnects you from your soul's true power. Blame enslaves you. Whether you are blaming yourself or you are blaming others in the world, this perspective is ungrounded. It is ungrounded in love. Other people outside of yourself do not live and revolve their entire existence around you. Everyone has free will, and using yours to create blame only fogs your vision and clarity. Blame tells stories in your head of why me, life sucks, life is unfair, poor me, or even it's all their fault. They are so responsible for my misery. No one is responsible for babying you to do something with your life, besides maybe your parents when they're raising you at a young age. That is probably a valid responsibility for babying people and telling them what to do with their life. But that's besides the point right here. And if you do have someone babying you and holding your hand every step of the way, trying to get you to do something with your life, you should be very thankful for this opportunity and this person in your life, because that is a very slim chance of the amount of people who truly have that type of person in their life who is supporting them on that type of level and genuine authenticity. Pulling yourself up from your bootstraps is what I would recommend to anyone who is blaming. This is what I would replace any of your blame with. Improve your life situation for yourself so you don't feel like you're carrying so much dense, dark, negative energy on your back, in your mind, and in your heart, and in your legs and feet, all over your entire body, every second of your life. Blame actually closes you off to the openness of possibility. Blame shuns you and your body and mind's potential. Blame is like handing out your strength. You can recognize this because by taking blame out of the equation, you will have so much more space for self-devotion. This can mean many things for each person, but overall, your self-devotion is you taking steps forward and moving forward to focus and love yourself. Like taking steps towards your own self-development, which again can look different for everyone else, and not everyone wants to develop themselves. So if you're not someone who wants to do this, you do not need to follow any of this or listen. And if you are someone who's a little skeptical, I can assure you that these are all coming from me and my experiences and have left immensely positively impactful outcomes and results and experiences in my own life. So I highly recommend following, not living with blame. Instead of wishing for someone to baby you out of your blame, grow up so that you can be your own mentor, lover, supporter, friend, parent. You can be everything that you think and want and need to be for yourself. Remind yourself that whatever age you are, we are all growing. This brings natural changes into each and every single one of our lives. And natural changes are not anything to blame. We are made to love, evolve, adapt, and be grateful for these natural changes. Blame hides your mind from your heart. Blame keeps humans in fear. Blame limits you from creating your fullest, highest potential. Thinking by blame is a negative way to be thinking, seeing, and being. Even if you blame yourself, this is a disservice to yourself. In the right here, right now, in the present moment, there is absolutely nothing for you to blame. Blame would only arise if you were distracted by thoughts of living in the past or future. Don't blame yourself, change yourself. Blame keeps us down in our 3D reality. Blame drags yourself down. Even if it may not feel so negative on the surface levels of blame, these roots go deep down into our psyches. Right now, or at times, blame may feel small or insignificant to you, but blame is keeping you where you are. Blame is easy and blame is lazy. Change and devotion are a challenge. And a challenge does not need to be a point of fear directly and immediately. You are here to challenge yourself because this self-challenge and self-questioning and inquiry is what will allow you to evolve and grow and elevate every single time. If you find yourself blaming anyone or anything, including yourself, and you are mad, sad, angry, disappointed, whatever it may be for you, this shows all the negativity accompanying your blame. You can let go of this blame and turn to love. And if or when you feel like there is absolutely no love for you to turn to, this is a great indicator that it's time for you to learn how to live a more loving life towards yourself. Love is endless and expansive, while blame is ending and closing in on itself. Love will keep you on a high note, while blame will leave you stranded in your lows. When we blame, this is an attempt to control reality, to say this happened for this reason in this exact definitive way. This is false because reality is infinite. If you don't like how you are seeing yours or experiencing it, change how you are seeing and experiencing your reality. Easier said than done, but do you want to continue living an easy, lazy life? Blame won't get you far, if anywhere. Blame runs in the poor me circle. If you are feeling so poor in life and in yourself, change. Enrich yourself in love in your soul. Victims are enslaved. Victims point fingers looking around for anyone and anything to blame for their own internal misery. Misery and internal destruction is a choice and a perspective. How one creates their life is a choice and perspective. Blame is settling for less. Blame blocks out fully accepting yourself in your life. Blame only exists if you feel bad about something. You don't have to feel bad about anything. That is if you don't want to, because it is absolutely your choice to live and perceive in these ways. Blame makes you think that something is wrong. Ask yourself, what can truly ever be so wrong? An answer I've come down to for myself personally is that nothing is ever wrong. What will keep you believing that something is wrong is one's attachment to the 3D. Trusting and holding this faith inside of yourself and your divine plan will make you more curious about what's out there for you in this big, vast world. Choosing to love and accept over choosing to blame and shame will direct you positively forward in life, whether you like it or not. Releasing blame releases control, allowing yourself to be more open to seeing and feeling, experiencing freedom. Remember how blame doesn't exist in the present moment. Blame brings your mind away and distracts you from the truth and potential of this and every single second. Blame keeps you feeling sorry for yourself, while accepting and loving yourself and others will bring you forgiveness. You do not need to live in or create blame. Reflect on how blame may be affecting you and your overall life. Do you feel blame as your truth? If so, there's nothing wrong with this, but in my own perspective, this is your ego. This is your programming. This has been programmed into you. If you believe that blame is your truth, I have another question for you. For 1 second, get inside your imagination and think outside of the box. What other truths may exist outside of this blame and victim mentality of you pointing fingers about whose responsibility it is for whatever has happened? Are you ready to look outside of the box of blame and fear? Take your time with this and truly be kind with yourself. When you remove any blames, you will be creating space and room for aligned creations and love. Blame is a band-aid on a bullet hole. Wonder and search below this blame to see what your true feelings and thoughts about it really are. Blaming anyone or anything will keep you in a circle and cycle of lack. Step outside of your blame and create something with your life, instead of never knowing how your story could have gone if you just told your fears to shut up. I am a person who lives with unconditional acceptance, which is a super useful tool if you want to eliminate or start getting rid of the blame inside of your life, mind, body, and soul. When blame is met with acceptance, you can release this blame because the acceptance will totally take over and put more positivity into your life, heart, mind, body, and experience. This blame sitting here is like a dark cloud infesting you and anyone who comes along with it, because it will try to suck in others into the blame and try to make it a bigger cloud, kind of like Agario. But we know Agario is a fun game, but we are going to take away that metaphor for now because Agario is all for fun. And this blame does not create fun inside your life. This blame makes you want to hate yourself, others, the world. It makes you miserable because it makes you feel like you're stuck and that you aren't in control of aspects of your life when you truly are. Blame makes you feel like the entire world is like a tornado that's shaking you up, shaking up your existence, when really you have the eye of the storm, the eye of the tornado, whatever they call it. You have that calmness inside of you. And when you feel like you're blaming people, you could be blaming people, like you are blaming people, and that's just what is right and your truth. Of course, allow yourself to express your truth if that's what you feel best doing and what you feel aligned to. But if you do not want to blame and you want to start removing this and ridding this from your existence and essence and presence and energy, you can start to incorporate acceptance into your life. Personally, I live with very unconditional acceptance, which means I accept everything unconditionally. Do what you want, say what you want, think what you want. I unconditionally accept you because I unconditionally accept myself. Now, it is hard sometimes, and of course, we all learn, and I don't unconditionally accept myself and the world every single second of every single day, but it is something I consciously try to do and create and work on because I do not want to blame the world for my problems and my negativity. Matter of fact is, all these problems and negativity truly only come from within you and within each and every single one of us, which is why blaming others does not get you to solve or fix or make you feel better about any of these problems. What will get you to feel better is to accept them. It may feel like it sucks to accept you and your problems at first because it is something you were so foreign to and not used to, and it feels super uncomfortable because why am I accepting all the things that I previously pushed away and told myself were wrong about myself and life and the nature of the universe and others? But acceptance is acceptance is like a baseline, kind of. And when you accept, then you will love your creations so much more because you will be coming from a place of unconditional acceptance instead of a place of worry, fear, lack, blame, whatever it may be. When you find yourself blaming people, blaming situations, blaming circumstances, meet yourself with acceptance to these circumstances that are happening for you. Remind yourself when you accept these things that you are blaming, that these are truly happening for you, and they're only making you to be the person that you are meant to be. It is raising you and your potential if that is what you want to allow and accept these experiences and feelings, thoughts, words, whatever it may be for you. Accept these. Accept the hard times. Accept when you feel uncomfortable and accept your fears. Because when you accept these, they are no longer uncharted territory. When you accept them and take them in and give them a big hug and love them, they will become your friend. And you will be able to work hand in hand with these things that you feel like were previously tearing you down and negatively impacting you, your body, mind, soul, and your entire life and essence and being. Accepting these aspects of yourself and of the entire world instead of blaming yourself or the entire world will create more love and unity within yourself, because when you can come into unity within yourself is when you will become unconditionally accepting to yourself and the world and others, and you will not feel the need. You will not feel the need, want, or desire to blame anyone, because that will not really be a part of your language or vocabulary. It will not be interesting for you to try and create negativity, because blame is creating negativity. Now, when I talk about blame being negativity, of course, you can see blame in a positive light too. Like, who built this house for me? Oh, you can blame it on the construction company, Like, I'm not talking about those type of scenarios. I'm talking about some negative, self-avoidant, overall avoidant blame. Remember to accept your life circumstances so that you can get the most out of them instead of pushing and shunning them away. Saturate yourself in the uncomfortableness and accept yourself in these moments where you feel like blame is arising, or negativity of whatever kind for that matter. Another note I have is that blame lacks empathy towards others and yourself. Blame is a lack of empathy because you are not creating through love. You are creating through feeling like a victim or feeling like it's all about me, a narcissist. Blame lacks empathy because it does not fully see the understanding of everyone involved, including yourself. Because when you blame, you are not taking account for yourself and the true feelings and love and worthiness that you are. When you blame, you are in fact taking away your worthiness because you do not feel like you have created the exact life that you want. and you start pointing fingers, you start naming names, creating labels, creating negativity because of the lack of accountability and responsibility you may be taking or aware of inside of your own life and self. You are lacking empathy towards yourself because you aren't allowing yourself to truly take care of yourself, of how much you truly deserve and know that you are worthy of. When you blame others, this shows how you do not feel like your life is going exactly how you want to. And just because your life may not feel like it's going exactly how you want it to doesn't mean it's not going exactly how it should. Your life is always going exactly how it should, and you are always where you are meant to be. It is so important to have empathy in moments where you feel like your life is not what you want it to be, because you can sit down with yourself, take a moment to take some deep breaths in and out, and remind yourself that this moment is exactly what you need. And you are being taken and trailed along to exactly where you need to be. Have empathy and patience with yourself and others inside the world when you decide to blame, because this empathy can show you new pathways of thinking and being and speaking. When you feel like yelling or screaming or being angry at people because you want to blame them, remind yourself of this empathy and peace that you can conjure and create inside yourself, because you do not need to blame others for the place in life that you are at. The place in life you are at is not something to be shameful of even, or make you feel less worthy of. The place you are at is getting you to where you need to be, and when you can accept this is when you will not feel the need to blame so many other spirits, souls, and guides in your life. Your life is pure peace, if that's what you want it to be, and if that's the space in your heart you want to hold for yourself and others in the world. Create more empathy and love inside yourself so that you do not feel like you need to express your self-destruction out into the world and try to destruct others. Let's work on building ourselves up and building the world up together so that we can stop blaming each other for our problems and we can take responsibility for the person and lives we are truly creating.